It was a long time ago, more than half a year now, that I released my How to Prevent Losing Streaks video. While it's never been my most popular video, I've been most proud of it above all others. I think that's the one that I'm always showing to people who are curious about my YouTube channel and want to watch a video. It has the least number of stutters, pretty good audio quality, pretty good visuals, and a fairly interesting message. For those of you who forget what I talked about or haven't seen it, well, I suggest you go watch it, but to summarize, that video is the one where I tell you all why it is that you go on tilt and how to not go on losing streaks. Now, I explain scientifically what actually happens to your brain when you go on tilt, but I never tell you 100% how to not go on tilt other than by just playing for fun. Well, yesterday on stream, somewhere between me throwing 3 games in a row and Time Warner deciding to stop working and cut out our internet, I had a little epiphany that I'd like to share with you guys about this old topic. After all, going on tilt is a very important thing for someone to be aware of if they're going to try and climb the solo queue ladder and get better at the game. And there is one big piece of advice that wasn't included in my last video. Going on tilt is caused by you feeling threatened. You feel threatened at the idea of losing more elo, more league points, more MMR, more whatever. When you feel threatened like this, your body tenses up, releases adrenaline, and you start making more and more decisions based off of an emotional thinking style rather than a rational one. You stop thinking logically and instead switch into this fight or flight emotional state of mind where you end up making a lot of mistakes because of it and lose game after game in the end. Again, this all goes back to you feeling threatened. That's where all tilts and all losing streaks start off at, and I think I found a little trick to help prevent that from happening to you. It may sound silly at first, so give me a second to explain myself, but the essentially foolproof way to prevent yourself from going on a bad losing streak is to completely ignore the idea of time. Yesterday I streamed for about 10 hours and went on a couple mini tilts, each one stemming from the same problem. I'd start to play poorly, we'd lose a couple hundred viewers, and I'd panic and go on tilt. The reason being I'm actually in a little bit of a frustrating financial situation right now, and every little dollar I make from an ad on my videos or on stream can be the difference between me paying off a bill or me having to go into debt. So naturally I'm going to feel a little bit threatened and a little bit nervous if I lose hundreds and hundreds of viewers. But if I completely ignore the idea of time and I don't think about paying my bills, I don't worry about my financial situation, and act as if I have all the time in the world to simply live my life without having to worry about grown-up stuff like that, I shouldn't ever feel threatened and shouldn't ever go on tilt. Why would I? I have all the time in the world to stream as much as I want. No need to worry about anything other than having fun. But that's a very specific example that probably only applies to very few, if any of you. So let me give you another, this one being another first-hand experience of mine from back when I was around 1100 elo. When I first discovered League of Legends, I worked really hard to hit level 30 as soon as possible, and once I got a couple rune pages together, I immediately jumped into ranked. I remember my very first ranked game was really awesome. I played Cho'Gath and had a crazy flash ult Baron steal to win the game, but despite a really strong start, I ended up only at 1105 elo after all my placement matches, which wasn't even bronze at the time. However, this didn't kill my motivation. I played game after game of solo queue, trying to climb the ladder with the intent of eventually ending up a pro player, but I would go on tilt a lot and ended up going on huge losing streaks because of it. Now, the reason for this was because I wanted to become a pro player, but in real life, I had plenty of deadlines that I had to worry about. I had school, I had college coming up, decisions to make, and in all honesty, if I didn't become a pro by the end of my senior year and I just ended up going to college and following the traditional route of life that most of my friends were going on, I would have never done anything related to League of Legends, video making, streaming, and certainly no professional play. I only had a couple years to do something before all of this went down the drain. This sort of deadline sent me on a lot of huge losing streaks, and while I did eventually end up breaking 2k elo, it probably would have been a lot easier, and who knows, maybe I would have even gone pro if I didn't get so stressed all the time and go on so many big losing streaks. But again, if I completely ignored time, treating everything like I have all the time in the world to become a pro without having to worrying about doing it by a certain date, I would have no need to feel threatened if I lost a game or played badly or lost some elo. Not everyone wants to be pro, but all these issues will still stem from a fear of losing time. You may get mad if you lose 2 games in a row because you don't have time to play League for 5 hours a day. You have a life, a family, a job, and losing those League points may mean you have to waste even more time to just get where you were before. No matter what your situation, if you find yourself getting mad a lot in League and going on a lot of losing streaks, I bet it has something to do with deadlines, and putting that out of your mind is going to be the best way to help. In the end, losing streaks suck. They can have a huge effect on you, your MMR, your league, your division, and even your life, so it's important to know how to deal with them. Now, this is important for everyone, whether you want to be a pro or just be one division higher than what you are now. If you're going on losing streaks, try to take the advice given. But for those of you who do have a dream of going pro in league, or you want to just get to a certain division, or get good enough for some event, or even just get better than one of your friends, put deadlines out of your mind and try to ignore time. If you do, you'll play better, never go on losing streaks, and chances are you'll end up meeting those deadlines in the end. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue and have a wonderful day.